everybody. I haven't done an update in a while, but if you're new to the channel or you don't know what's going on, I'm Justice. I run Fuzzimp pedals. I make all different really cool pedals, and I figure a state of the company announcement / video is in order. So definitely right now, check out fuzzimp.com. Everything that's for sale that's not marked sold out will ship within a reasonable time frame. And we're going to get into kind of the topic of today, which is tariffs and the impact on the pedal industry as I see it today and how it affects me directly. So knowing that a pretty steep tariff increase in cost was coming and how I know what that looks like for my stuff, primarily when it comes to PCBs, because there is not realistically the same circuit board manufacturing capabilities that most pedal builders use. That doesn't exist. JLC, PCB, and PCBWay being the two most common that I see a lot of other builders using, and talking even to builders that sell way more pedals than I do. This is typically how they work. Even if they're populating boards themselves, pretty much all of us use the same services because the speed and quality of those circuit boards is so good. And, on some of my models, I also get them with assembly service. So, not just loading the parts like a Machina 2 or some of the other pedals. Those are hand wired, completely hand wired. But then I have pedals like the MD that are a lot more complex internally. So I get a PCB assembly service, so pick and place machine loads all those boards. And those boards already are pretty expensive and have been slowly creeping up. So let's get to the point of today's video. So yesterday, I am preparing for this big demo that's coming out, which I'm actually really excited about. But in order to facilitate faster turnarounds, I decided, okay, I checked my inventory. I had 7 Machina 2 boards left. I want another 30. Typically, that board is not super expensive. It's just a PCB. I load all the parts. It comes out to about $50 for my usual order shipped. And I had checked it last weekend. I have something coming up where I'm going to be out of town a little bit. And so I was like, okay, before I leave, I want to make sure that this is taken care of. And so I go ahead and price it out. It was $50 last weekend, fine. Go and log in today, or yesterday, $96. So there's a messaging on the app, 145% tariffs attached. Usually I use DHL, it's a little more pricey. I check the other options, they're way more. So FedEx was $120, USPS is like $130. And it's crazy because if you look at the way the price is broken down, this is relatively inconsequential. Like, this is just a quick little thing that I need, right? This isn't world ending that I needed, my big orders. So like the big orders of things like to bring back Creature Pedal, which I'll get into later, would have cost way more. But basically, this is directly going to affect all small builders, at least for the time being. And I have been hesitant to talk about it as much. Maybe on threads every once in a while I said, okay, maybe price increase will be coming. The impact of this, we have to wait and see. But at least as of today, which is, what is today? It is April 28th. This is the state of things. And so what that means for a lot of your favorite builders, and me included, is that it just we have to plan our product release cycles, our restocks, kind of our game plans for this year based on what's going on right now. And luckily, I bought ahead on a lot of things. So I stocked up on Sender 5. I stocked up on Amity boards. I stocked up on, I have Echo Moon and Obtainium boards, because all of those are assembly boards and they're way, way, way more expensive than what I just spent. It would be astronomical cost increases. So I have all those, and then I have parts to build bonfires. I have parts to build shroots. I have parts to build drats. And I think that covers everything. Now, what I really wanted to do, if the season picked up and was doing well, is to bring back having Creature pedals in stock. It's historically one of the best-selling Fuzzimp pedals, but a dealer had reached out, and I was setting up a big order for them, and so I used up the last of my creature boards a few weeks ago. And so I've been planning on wanting to restock, but the cost to restock the creature boards at the current prices is absolutely insane. So the way I normally work is I stock up on boards because those typically take a long time, especially the pre-made ones that like look like this, where it's loaded with the SMT parts, because this saves so much time and expense that to recreate this and load all the parts would just take so much time. I'm just one person, you know, and I've split up the products that I know I can build in a reasonable time frame and the ones that have more complexity, so it all kind of balances out. But anyway, I can't bring Creature back. I can't bring Adventure back. So my Super Fuzz product, I want to restock on those. I can't at the current prices. Because what I do is I buy a batch of boards and then I say, okay, that's how many I can build. I kind of slowly recoup on that as time goes on. And then, you know, eventually I'll be able to do that again. Well, the problem is that the amount that takes now is absolutely crazy. So it used to be, we'll break down the prices. So let's give Shroot 2 as an example, because it's not a current product that I'm restocking, which I really would like to bring back. So when I introduced the Shroot 2 back in 2021 and into 2022, it stayed the same price. It was $260 for 50 boards, which is, you know, roughly $5 a board to the door. It's a really good price. The quality of the components was great. You have the soft relay switching and all that. That same board order today would be around $550. And I eat all that cost up front, right? Unless I raise prices dramatically or whatever, because I can't buy less than that. Like some pedals I will buy 30 quantity boards because the cost is so much higher. So like, for example, Adventure is quite a bit more than a Shroot 2 because it has a lot more parts. It's a really dense board, actually. The whole board is full of op amps, components, etc. So, you know, this is how it is. So you have to buy 50 at a time. Usually I'm able to offset that. You know, there's some different things that have happened in the past where I'm able to buy a bunch of boards at once. And the way that these tariffs are is that money is going to our government, right? Like that's not China that's paying that. It's me that's paying that to our government because of this. And it's not even a political thing. It's a attack against small businesses. And so I'm doing the best that I can. Fuzzimp is staying open. I've seen other companies talk about folding completely, some even going on hiatus already just because of either the circumstances of not being able to get inventory or, you know, already anticipating, hey, this is not going to be feasible moving forward. But because I have a big demo coming that I've been planning around for months, 60 Cycle Ryan is dropping a Fuzzimp demo on May 8th. I wanted to make sure I have everything stocked up because the last time he did a demo, I had come out of the holiday rush and I wasn't stocked up properly or prepared properly for the sales that came in. And I ended up being short on the circuit boards for a Creature and I couldn't reorder them right away. And so that's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to avoid and make sure that never happens again. And so actually right now, I'm slightly ahead on certain models. Now that my inventory is a little depleted because I'm waiting on cases to come in. They're bought, they're getting printed, etc. But because there was a rush on the powder coat shop, which isn't even in China, it shouldn't be affected by the tariffs price-wise at least. Just the massive rush that builders put on this powder coat shop out of Thailand that we all use, that has led to delays. And so instead of having about a week or less turnaround for my print guy in Portland, who also is, you know, a small business supported directly by the pedal industry. And I love using him. He's really efficient because he doesn't have the same minimum order quantities that a lot of the other powder coat shops do. So he's been waiting to receive the cases, print them, ship them to me. But I have quite a few units. So Amity and Hammered will be, I'm going to have about 10 of those in stock. Sender 5 and Hammered have about 10 of those in stock. Magna 2 and Hammered. Magna 2 and Hammered has been selling really super well. I actually did get a few of those, which is really great. And I got 14 of those on order. I have 4 right now. 2 are shipping out today. And I'm just basically going to, for as long as I can, keep shipping things out. But one thing that's been really nice is I've been shipping stuff that's already built, or being able to kind of keep up with the demand as it goes. And so things like Shroot and Echo Moon and all that stuff. Yeah, like I have 2 Echo Moon cases. I'm going to build those today. So those are in inventory ready for people. Basically, anything that's for sale right now on the site is going to get turned around in a really quick time frame. Not a month later, about a week and a half at the most right now is kind of what we're looking at, which is really good. I mean, historically, Fuzzimp and I just have struggled to be able to meet the build demands in a rapid time frame, just because I haven't been able to front load enough stuff. And thankfully right now I'm able to do that, which is a huge change. I mean, I'm not quite to the full batches model where, for example, I say on this weekend I'll have 50 of XYZ ready to order, send out the email blast and the posts online, and then they sell out really quick. I mean, that is coming, I think, someday. But for right now, I'm just chugging along, and I'm trying to do the best I can to navigate, the landscape. There's for a long time with the boards, I was under the $800 limit, so I was able to still function normally, but now that's gone, and that sucks, because that means it's that much longer before I can restock Creature pedals and Adventure pedals and Shroot 2 and all the things that have been on my list. But I'm going about it as smart as I know how, and a lot of the good pedals that people like are going to be able to order. Like I said, I have a really good inventory of Sender 5 boards, Amity boards. But if those run out and the boards aren't able to be reordered at reasonable prices, I mean, then I would end up putting those models on hiatus. I mean, thankfully, there's still a lot of stuff I can build. There's still a lot of stuff I can do, but there could come a day when I can't reorder the boards and I have to put things on pause. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, right? And navigating all this as a brand and as a person has been really stressful. And I try to do my best to be strong and just kind of push through. But thank you to all who support what Fuzzimp does and who I am as a person and what I've been trying to accomplish with this brand since day one. It's been 4 full years of being in business. The website actually came out, I think it was April 4th, 2021. So 4 years ago, I launched the first website, and, Shroot launched and went on to great success. Other models have launched around this time. Usually this is like a super key time in the pedal industry. This is like kind of peak when sales are coming in, and I'm not seeing it right now. And I'm really pushing, Jamie, Harsh Noise, did a fantastic Amity demo that you can watch. That's live now. I actually have it saved on the playlist on this channel, and I'm really excited for 60 Cycle Ryan. He's going to be demoing the Sender 5, Amity, and Machina 2 all in hammered. It'll look really cool. He's really excited. I'm really excited to see that. He's going to be filming that this week, I believe. Little spoiler. I'm excited for all that's to come, and I'm super grateful for everybody that's hopped in on Amity. That was a really long development cycle, and it's universally, everybody that has one has had nothing but positive things to say about it. They really enjoy it. It is a dual overdrive. Chase Bliss just released the Brothers Analog Man pedal. That's a dual overdrive. This isn't a clone of that same King of Tone thing. It's my take on it. So the left side is an Obtainium 2, the right side is in Nobles. It's got a really good, unique twist on the whole theme, and the way those 2 circuits play together is really nice. I've really been trying to push it and encourage people to check it out. So if you made it to the end of the video, say what's up. Thank you so much for coming by, and I'm going to be busy working on pedals and hopefully doing really well here coming into May. I'm still excited about pedals and what's going to happen this year, and thanks for everything that you guys have done, and we'll see you at the next one.